Hi students, these are the questions, 2 mark questions for linear programming unit number 2 of decision science subject 2019 revised pattern. Remember that is for the 2019 revised pattern, decision science unit number 2 linear programming 2 marks question and answers. First question is, what is linear programming? Linear programming is a mathematical technique used to allocate limited resources optimally to achieve a specific objective such as maximization or minimization. Mention any 2 characteristics of linear programming. First is objective function must be linear. Second is all constraints must be expressed as linear inequalities or equations. What is an objective function of linear programming? It is a mathematical expression that describes the objective of the problem, such as maximizing profit or minimizing cost. What are constraints in linear programming problem? Constraints are restrictions or limitations that must be satisfied while solving linear programming problem, and those limitations can be such as labor, material, budget. What is feasible region in graphical linear programming? It is a common area in the graph where all constraints are satisfied simultaneously. What is an optimal solution in linear programming? It is the point within the feasible region that maximizes or minimizes the objective function. Give 2 assumptions of linear programming. Number 1, proportionality. It means output varies directly with input. Number 2, additivity. That is, total contribution is the sum of individual contributions. What are decision variables in an linear programming model? They are the unknown quantities which can be expressed in x and y, whose values are to be determined to optimize the objective. Why is linear programming formulation important? The formulation converts real life business problems into mathematical model that helps managers identify the optimal solution. Name 2 applications of linear programming in management. The applications of linear programming in management are: it may be in production planning, transportation, distribution planning. Question number 11. What is Markov chain? A Markov chain is a stochastic process in which the next state depends only on the current state and not on the past history. Memoryless property. What is transition probability? It is the probability of moving from one state to another state in a Markov process during one time period. What is transition probability matrix? It is a matrix showing the probabilities of moving from each state to every other state. State the Markovian property. The future state depends only on the present state and not on the sequence of preceding states. Give 2 managerial applications of Markov chains. Brand switching analysis, workforce movement, promotion, resignation, transfer. What is the steady state probability? It refers to long run probabilities where state values remain constant over several transitions. What is the purpose of estimating transition probabilities? It helps predict customer behavior, market share changes, and long term trends in management. What is a state in Markov analysis? A state represents a condition or status in which a system can exist, such as loyal customers, switchers, or new customer. What is meant by an absorbing state? A state from which, once entered, the process cannot leave. Its transition probability to itself is 1. Give one example of Markov analysis in marketing. Studying customer brand switching patterns between competing products. Question number 21. What is simulation? Simulation is a technique used to imitate the operation of real life systems using computer models to study their behavior. What is Monte Carlo simulation? Monte Carlo simulation is a statistical simulation techniques that uses random numbers to model and analyze uncertainty in business problems. Give one application of Monte Carlo simulation. Estimating risk in investment decisions or project completion times. What are limitations of simulation? Simulation can be time consuming and expensive. Results may be dependent heavily on the quality of input data. What is random number generation in simulation? It is the process of producing numbers that mimic true randomness used to represent uncertain variables in simulation models. State the scope of simulation in management. It is used in inventory control, queuing systems, risk analysis, forecasting, and project management. What is simulation model? A simplified mathematical or logical representation of real system used for experimentation. Why is simulation preferred over analytical models? Simulation can model complex, dynamic, and non-linear systems where mathematical solutions are difficult or impossible. What is the main disadvantage of simulation? Simulation does not guarantee an optimal solution. It only provides approximate behavior. What is meant by experimentation in simulation? Testing different scenarios or inputs in simulation model to study outcomes and improve decision making. This unit number 2 is completed here. That is a 2 marks question which can be asked in the examination, because if you solve this 2 marks question, definitely it will be helpful for you to get the at least 20 marks where you can clear this subject. That's why you revise these questions. Best luck. Thank you.